Did you know that after 70, a shocking 99% of deaths are orchestrated by just 5 ruthless culprits? Most believe fading away at an advanced age is inevitable, a gentle surrender to time. But that's a lie. The truth is, most late-life fatalities are the brutal consequence of avoidable dangers, insidious threats we blithely ignore until they corner us. The tragedy. By the time the alarm bells scream, our health is often a crumbling fortress, our options tragically limited. But what if you could see these enemies now, exposed in the harsh light of day? What if you could arm yourself with the knowledge to deflect their attacks and carve out a longer, richer life than you ever dared to imagine? In this video, we're ripping the mask off the 5 leading causes of death after 70. The silent assassins, responsible for nearly every fatality in this vulnerable age group. Some will seem obvious, like looming shadows you've always sensed. Others will strike you as shocking betrayals. But one truth binds them all. Knowing them is the first, vital, step toward disarming them. Oh, loving God, those seniors who are watching now, grant them strength, peace, and joy in these golden years. Ease their burdens, surround them with love, and fill them with your comforting presence. May they find contentment in each day, knowing they are cherished and blessed. Amen. These aren't cold, sterile statistics. They are the ghosts of real lives, stolen futures, families shattered by preventable loss. And they are a stark reminder that the choices you make today are not trivial. They are the threads weaving the tapestry of your remaining years, determining whether you spend them shackled by illness or vibrantly alive. Hold on tight, because these 5 causes are not an inescapable destiny. With small but seismic shifts in your daily habits, you can dramatically slash your risk, extend your independence, and reclaim years, even decades, of vibrant living. The decisions you make in this moment, right now, will dictate how strong, how active, how fiercely independent you will remain in the face of time itself. Let's tear down the wall of ignorance and expose these threats, starting now. Number 1. Heart disease. The silent saboteur. Heart disease remains the iron-fisted overlord, the number 1 cause of death for people over 70. What's truly terrifying is how many are blissfully unaware of the control they wield against this insidious enemy. The heart, a tireless muscle, either roars with strength when nurtured or crumbles under years of unrelenting neglect. The agonizing truth? The warning signs are often whispers, dismissed as mere aging. That creeping fatigue, that subtle shortness of breath, too many write them off as natural decline. But these could be desperate cries from a heart struggling to pump, a silent plea for help. Ignore them, and you gamble with your very life. High blood pressure is a prime instigator, a relentless battering ram against your arteries. Over time, it levies an unbearable tax, forcing your heart to work at a fever pitch. The insidious part? It's a silent killer. No pain, no flashing warning lights, no agonizing screams. Just a slow, relentless weakening until a heart attack or stroke slams you into the harsh reality of its damage. Decades of dietary sins, the processed wasteland, the salty onslaught, the greasy ambush of unhealthy fats, silently conspire to choke your arteries, crippling your circulation. And here's a gut punch. It's not just about avoiding the poison, it's about actively fueling your heart with the right nutrients. Starve it of the lifeblood it craves, and the damage accelerates at a terrifying pace. Then comes the insidious trap of inactivity. The heart is a warrior, built for battle, not a prisoner chained to a chair. When you become sedentary, your circulation stagnates, your muscles atrophy, and your heart suffocates, deprived of the exercise it desperately needs. You don't need to conquer marathons. A simple walk, a gentle stretch, even chair exercises can ignite your circulation and dramatically slash your risk. The cardinal sin? Surrendering to the myth that heart disease is simply fate, a genetic curse, an inevitable consequence of aging. Small, consistent choices. The food you devour, the way you move, the stress you manage, these are the weapons that determine whether your heart remains a roaring engine or sputters into catastrophic failure. If you seize just one truth, from this let it be this: you are the architect of your heart's destiny. The choices you forge today will dictate its strength, its resilience, its ability to carry you through the years ahead. And the time to start building that fortress is now. Number 2. Falls and injuries. The treacherous tripwire. One of the deadliest, yet most overlooked threats after 70 isn't a disease. It's a fall. A heartbeat of carelessness, a moment of dizziness, a treacherous patch of ice, and suddenly everything unravels. A fractured hip, a skull shattering, head injury, even a seemingly insignificant bruise can trigger a cascade of devastating consequences. The chilling reality? Most people are blissfully ignorant of their vulnerability until they're sprawled on the floor, the breath knocked from their lungs, their world tilting on its axis. Prepare for a shock. Falls are a leading executioner of seniors, claiming lives through injury-related deaths. They unleash a tidal wave of emergency room visits every year. For countless individuals, a single, sickening thud becomes the harbinger of a decline they never escape. A broken hip can imprison you in bed for months, steal your independence, and open the floodgates to infections and deadly complications. Despite this looming threat, most dismiss fall prevention as an afterthought until they, or someone they cherish, experiences the bone-jarring reality firsthand. The agonizing truth? As we age, our balance falters, our muscles weaken, our reaction time slows to a crawl. We don't perceive this slow erosion, this insidious decay. You might feel invincible, confidently navigating your home, your daily routines. But then, a simple reach, a fleeting loss of equilibrium, and gravity becomes your merciless executioner. The E, body, once resilient, now shatters easily. A stumble that once left you unscathed can now inflict devastating injuries. And here's the cruelest twist: fear itself becomes a weapon. The terror of another fall can trap seniors in a prison of inactivity. They shun walks, avoid stairs, restrict their lives, paralyzed by fear. But the less you move, the weaker you become, the more vulnerable you are to the very threat you dread. It's a vicious cycle, a downward spiral that robs you of your vitality. But there is hope. Falls are not an inevitable decree. There are powerful yet simple ways to cheat death: strengthening your legs and core, honing your balance, and fortifying your home with better lighting. Slip-proof rugs and sturdy handrails can be the difference between vibrant independence and life-altering injury. Another silent saboteur: medication. Side effects. Many prescriptions induce dizziness, drowsiness, or blood pressure fluctuations, transforming everyday activities into perilous tightrope walks. That lightheadedness when you stand too quickly? That's your body screaming a warning. Talk to your doctor, scrutinize your medications, and ensure they are not undermining your stability. Falling isn't just about clumsy missteps. It's about cultivating strength, maintaining stability, and staying acutely aware of the subtle signs that betray your balance. After 70, a single fall can redefine your life. Take the reins of your destiny today, and you can secure years of unimpeded mobility, unwavering independence, and a life brimming with quality. If you're finding this information vital, type number 2 in the comments below. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss a single life-saving insight. Number 3. Respiratory diseases. The breath thief breathing. The silent miracle we take for granted, until it becomes a desperate struggle. As we age, our lungs, once tireless bellows, become less efficient. Even minor respiratory skirmishes can quickly escalate into full-blown war. What starts as a ticklish cough or a fleeting shortness of breath can morph into chronic conditions, relentless infections, and a suffocating hospitalization. After 70, respiratory diseases become a leading killer, not because they are inevitable, but because they are recklessly ignored until the flames are raging out of control. EOPD, chronic, obstructive pulmonary disease, which encompasses emphysema and chronic bronchitis, is a particularly insidious enemy. Over time, it inflames and constricts your airways, making each breath a monumental effort. Too many seniors dismiss the telltale signs, the persistent cough, the wheezing like a rusty hinge, the desperate gasps for air, as simply getting old. But these are urgent SOS signals from lungs gasping for help. Pneumonia, often shrugged off as just another infection, is a far deadlier adversary for older adults. A seemingly innocuous cold or mild chest congestion can erupt into a life-threatening inferno, overwhelming the body's weakened defenses. Many post-70 hospitalizations are a direct consequence of pneumonia. In far too many cases, this infection unleashes a rapid, irreversible decline. And don't underestimate the insidious effects of poor air quality. Years of exposure to dust, pollution, and secondhand smoke leave the lungs scarred and vulnerable. Even seemingly benign indoor environments can harbor silent assassins like mold, pet dander, and chemical pollutants. If you already battle asthma or COPD, these irritants can amplify your symptoms, tightening the vice around your airways. But hope is not lost. You can fortify your defenses. Purify your indoor air with filters, banish smoke from your life, and make even small adjustments to create a sanctuary for your lungs. One of the most potent weapons in your arsenal. Staying active. Like any muscle, the lungs need to be exercised to function optimally. Movement forces them to expand fully, clearing out stagnant mucus and fortifying their strength. Prolonged sitting allows mucus to accumulate, creating a breeding ground for infections and weakening lung function. Even, gentle activities like walking or stretching can keep your lungs resilient for years to come. And don't neglect the shield of vaccinations. Many seniors underestimate the protective power of vaccines against pneumonia, flu, and other respiratory illnesses. These simple injections are not just about dodging a bad cold. They're about preventing potentially fatal complications that can land you in a hospital bed. Breathing should never be a battle. Your lungs are your tireless allies, working every second of your life to sustain you. Nurturing them, strengthening them, and shielding them from infection is one of the most profound acts of self-preservation you can undertake. Number 4. Stroke, the lightning strike. A stroke is a merciless ambush, striking without warning, instantly shattering lives. It's a leading cause of death after 70, yet shockingly few realize how much control they wield over its early warning signs and insidious risk factors. The agonizing truth? A stroke rarely grants a second chance. Once it strikes, the damage is often permanent. But here's what they don't want you to know. Up to 80% of strokes are preventable. The choices you embrace today could determine whether you stride forward independently or become a prisoner in your own body. A stroke occurs when the brain is starved of oxygen, its vital lifeline abruptly severed by a blocked blood vessel or a catastrophic rupture. The clock starts ticking the moment the oxygen supply is cut off. Brain cells begin to die within minutes. The longer the deprivation, the greater the devastation. Minor strokes might cause fleeting confusion or mild weakness, but others can inflict paralysis, rob you of speech, and render you utterly dependent on others. In far too many cases, a stroke proves fatal. High blood pressure is a key accomplice, a relentless battering ram that weakens arteries, making them susceptible to rupture or blockage. Just like heart disease, high blood pressure often operates in the shadows, exhibiting no symptoms until it unleashes a catastrophic stroke. Irregular heart rhythms, like atrial fibrillation, AFib, are another silent assassin. Many seniors unknowingly harbor this condition. When the heart beats erratically, blood pools, forming clots that can be catapulted to the brain, triggering a stroke in an instant. The good news? A simple medical checkup can detect these ticking time bombs, and treatment can drastically reduce your risk. And don't forget the deadly duo of poor diet and a sedentary lifestyle. A relentless assault of processed foods, excessive salt, and unhealthy fats paves the way for stroke, while inactivity thickens the blood and slows circulation. The best defense? Embrace an active lifestyle. Nourish your body with nutrient-rich foods and maintain healthy blood pressure. Small changes can yield enormous dividends. Never dismiss mini-strokes or TIAs, transient ischemic attacks, fleeting weakness, blurred vision, or temporary confusion. These are not mere inconveniences. Seek immediate medical attention. It could be the difference between preventing a devastating stroke and enduring its life-altering consequences. You too have the power to rewrite your stroke risk. Regular blood pressure checks, a heart-healthy diet, an active lifestyle, and vigilance for early warning signs can help you stay independent and evade the clutches of this devastating condition. The earlier you take action, the greater your chance of safeguarding your future. If you're ready to fight back against stroke, type number 4 in the comments. Subscribe and hit the bell to empower yourself with more life-saving information. Number 5. Cognitive decline and related complications. The mind thief. One of the most heartbreaking realities of aging is the gradual erosion of memory, reasoning, and independence. Cognitive decline doesn't strike like a thunderbolt. It creeps in insidiously, making small, easily dismissed alterations. But as the years accumulate, those minor lapses snowball into something far more menacing. The ability to navigate daily tasks, recognize familiar faces, or make sound decisions begins to crumble. For many, it's not just an inconvenience. It's a life-threatening catastrophe. Dementia and Alzheimer's don't just target the mind. They imperil the entire body. As cognitive function deteriorates, so does the ability to safeguard your health. Simple tasks like remembering to take medications, preparing balanced meals, or recognizing the warning signs of illness become insurmountable challenges. Many seniors with dementia succumb to dangerous dehydration, simply forgetting to drink enough water. Others may overeat or undereat, leading to nutritional deficiencies or weight fluctuations that escalate their risk of other serious conditions. One of the greatest dangers: accidents. Forgetting to turn off the stove, leaving doors unlocked, wandering into unsafe environments. These are all risks that become amplified by cognitive decline. Tragically, many seniors are forced to surrender their independence, unable to live safely alone. Without adequate care, their health plummets at an accelerated rate. The scariest part? Many are oblivious to their cognitive decline until it's reached an advanced stage. Early warning signs: forgetting names, struggling to follow conversations, misplacing belongings are often dismissed as mere senior moments. But these are desperate cries from a brain in distress. The sooner you heed the call, the better your chances of slowing the decline and preserving a sharp, healthy mind for years to come. One of the most potent weapons. Staying mentally engaged. Like any muscle, the brain needs constant exercise to thrive. Reading, learning new skills, tackling puzzles, engaging in stimulating conversations. These activities keep your brain firing on all cylinders, reducing your risk of cognitive decline. And don't underestimate the power of physical exercise. Movement increases blood flow to the brain, protecting memory and cognitive function. Social interaction is equally vital. Isolation and loneliness accelerate mental decline. Regular conversations, social gatherings, and active community involvement can help keep your brain sharp for longer. The more you challenge your mind with novel experiences and meaningful interactions, the more resilient it becomes. And, of course, diet is a critical factor. The omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and vitamins found in leafy greens, berries, and nuts provide a protective shield against cognitive decline. Conversely, excessive processed foods, sugar, and unhealthy fats fuel inflammation in the brain, elevating your risk of dementia. A healthy brain starts with a healthy body. The choices you make today will shape your cognitive function for years to come. Losing cognitive function isn't an inevitable sentence. By actively engaging your mind and body, fostering social connections, and embracing a brain-healthy diet, you can significantly reduce your risk. Your brain is like any other vital organ. Nurture it, challenge it, and protect it, and it will reward you with clarity, memory, and a long, fulfilling life. Final thoughts. The power of choice. As we draw this journey to a close, reflect on the ground we've covered: heart disease, falls, respiratory issues, stroke, and cognitive decline. These 5 silent executioners are responsible for the vast majority of deaths after 70. But remember, they are not invincible. You are not powerless. Most people fail to grasp the extent of their control over their health until it's too late. The truth is, small, consistent choices, starting today, can add years of strength, clarity, and independence to your life. Ignoring these risks won't make them vanish. Awareness is your sword and shield. Knowing the signs, taking proactive steps, and prioritizing your health means you don't have to cower in fear of what lies ahead. Instead of dwelling on limitations, you can embrace longevity, cultivate strength, and savor life to the fullest. Take a moment to examine your daily habits. Where can you make small but significant improvements? Perhaps it's adopting a healthier diet, increasing your physical activity, scheduling regular checkups, or seeking out social and mental stimulation. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Even a single step in the right direction can propel you onto a path towards vibrant health and a longer, more fulfilling life.